welcome everyone to the class of Introduction to Hindu Art and Architecture. And in this class, we are going to discuss about the iconography of the Jains. So before we begin with the Jaina iconography, I would like to introduce you about a bit of the Jainism and how Jainism came into existence. So Jainism came into prominence in and around 6th century BCE when Mahavira propagated the religion. And this religion was an outcome of the presence of the orthodox sects in the society, which believed the supremacy of the Vedas. And there was a rebellious movement during the 6th century BCE where the Jainism, Buddhism, and Ajivika sects came into existence as a rebel against the supremacy of the Brahmanical religion. So Jainism, as I said, it came into prominence around 6th century BC along with Buddhism and the Ajivika sect and also the Charvak sect. So Buddhism was propagated by Buddha and Jainism was actually propagated by Mahavira. So there are 24 great teachers and the last was Mahavir. These 24 teachers are called Tirthankaras, the people who have attained all the knowledge while living and preached it to the people. The first Tirthankar is said to be Rishabnatha. So the word Jaina is derived from the word Jina or Jaina, which means to conquer. And Mahavira attained the supreme knowledge or the Kaivalya under a shal tree, and he was called a Kevalin, that which means a perfect learned. And he delivered his first sermon at Pava to 11 of the disciples. Similarly, Buddha did to his 5 disciples at Varanasi. Like Buddhism was divided into two parts of Mahayana and Hinayana. Similarly, the Jains also have divided their sects into two parts of Digambar and Svetambara. So, Digambar, the monks of this sect believe in complete nudity. Male monks do not wear clothes, while the female monks wear unstitched, plain white saris. They follow the all 5 vows of the Janam, that is Satya, Ahimsa, Asatya, Aparigraha, and Brahmacharya. And the Digambars also believed that women cannot achieve liberation, and Bhadrabahu was the exponent of this sect. The other sect is that of the Shvetambars, who wear white clothes. The monks wear white clothes and they follow the 4 vows that, except Brahmacharya, they follow all the other vows. And the Shvetambars also believe that the women can achieve liberation, and Sthulabhadra was an exponent of this sect. So, for more information on the division of these sects of Jainism, I will be providing you with the references. So, this was a very small introduction to Jainism. So, now we shift our focus towards the Jaina iconography and how will you identify whether this is a Jain or a Buddhist or any other sect image. So, the images of Tirthankars are purely in the human form and they do not exhibit any unusual number of arms, eyes, heads, or legs, which we see it in the later Brahmanical sculptures. They are usually depicted in two postures of Dhyana Mudra, that is seating in the cross-legged, and the Kayotsarga Mudra, which is standing erect form. And both are said to be the yogic postures in Jainism, as Jainism believes in Tapasya, which means to have penance. They are unlike the images of Buddha or Vishnu, like the parinirvana Buddha or Seshayin Vishnu. They are never depicted in the position of reclining or in the sleeping position. The images of Buddha and Tirthankara are quite similar, but the presence of a Srivatsa, which is an auspicious symbol, distinguishes the both from each other. So the other form of depiction of the Jaina images is that of the idea of carving of a Sarvatobhadra, which is a fourfold Tirthankar image, and it started during the late Kushana period and it continued till the medieval period. And when you actually view the image, as you can see a Sarvatobhadra image from Mathura Museum, you will see that the four important jinas are seated behind each other, and the four of the jinas were Adinath, Neminath, Parsvanatha, and Mahavira. So you will see there is a canopy above their head, and they are seated on an asanas or on a certain type of mats. And below them there are ganas or small deities which are supporting this position. So there is another information which includes that the South Indian images of Jains or the Tirthankars do not follow the idea or the symbol of Srivatsa, which is quite prevalent in the North India. The reason of not following Srivatsa is quite unknown to us, but it is when you see the image, as you see the image of Parshvanath in this black shield sculpture with the seven-hooded snake. It is from Gulbarga district of Karnataka, and it does not follow the normal style of the what you call the normal Jain styles of having the Srivatsa. So the other features to identify a Jain image or a Tirthankar image is that the images are always depicted in the nude form. They are shown young and beautiful in appearance. There is a tranquil expression, and the arms are reaching down the knees if the image is in Kayotsarga Mudra or it is standing erect. And there is also a depiction of no nails or no hair on the head, but in the later periods we see the form of a bun on the head, like the Buddha image has a Ushnisha. In the later periods we also see upcoming of the Ushnisha, but initially there was no presence of hair and no presence of Ushnisha. And another important aspect which was added during the medieval period is that of the attendant deities of yakshas and yakshinis, and these are a certain type of attendant deities. And if you just look at the image on the both side, there are the yakshas and yakshis. And in the later periods, in the medieval and the late medieval period, these yaksha and yakshis developed their own independent cults like Padmavati and Ambika. But initially their work was to these were the attendants of the Tirthankars or the Jinas. And since the Jinas are in the they have left the world and they are in the penance, and they are not into the worldly pleasures, the people used to worship these yakshas and yakshis, and they acted as a form of messenger, and they took these messages and offerings of the normal people to the Jinas. So this was about the Jaina iconography. In the next class, we will be talking about the Vesara style of temple architecture.